way in, man?
Respectfully, I'm not going to answer any questions.
How we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? Mind if I get your name and badge number?
Yeah, my name's Investigator Ryan Metter with the Illinois Secretary of State Police.
Yes, sir.
Are you a First Amendment auditor? Is that what you're doing?
I'm just a citizen exercising constitutional rights today.
Sure. So, as you know, there's a sign there that says notice recording or photography of any type is not allowed.
Okay.
Yep. So you can't have you videotaping inside the facility. And there's that. So it's case law favors. State of Illinois has to not allow the recording or photography of any type in Secretary of State facilities. All inquiries should be directed to the Secretary of State Office of the General Counsel, 217-785-3094, and ask for Pamela.
Do you have any case law attached with this that you'd be willing to provide me, or?
Contact the General Counsel, and they'll be able to give it to you. So, you have
Sure.
your ID on you?
No, I don't actually.
Okay. What's your name, partner?
Am I being detained right now?
I mean, unless the Secretary of State wants you trespass, that's why I'm trying to get your name.
Okay. What statute would that be trespassing under? State-supported land?
Well, you disregarded a sign that says recording of any type is not allowed, so you violated that sign.
So you are suspecting me of trespassing?
I'm saying if we want to trespass.
In today's episode, we witness a confrontation that raises serious questions about constitutional rights and government authority. The video begins outside an Illinois Secretary of State facility, where a citizen is exercising what he states are his First Amendment rights. Almost immediately, officers approach him, citing a posted sign prohibiting recording inside the building. The citizen calmly identifies himself as someone exercising constitutional freedoms rather than labeling himself as a First Amendment auditor. The officer explains that state policy restricts recording and refers him to the General Counsel's office for clarification. What unfolds next is not just a routine exchange, but the beginning of a legal debate over public access, state-supported property, and the limits of administrative policy versus constitutional protection.
Trespass you, I would need your name. As of right now, you're not being trespassed.
Okay, so as of right now, I'm not under suspicion of a crime.
Okay, here's the thing though. If you show back up and you cause issues, then we'll have your name.
Nobody even asked me to leave.
Okay, well, they're asking you to leave.
Okay, well, respectfully, I'm going to decline.
Okay. So now you are trespassing.
Okay.
So what is your name?
Would you mind, before we move any more forward, because I'm gonna do you a favor.
Yeah.
Okay, before anybody loses qualified immunity, look up the statute that you're willing to trespass me under and cite that. I promise you it.
Okay. Are you refusing to leave the property?
Will I be arrested if I don't leave?
You'll be cited. Yeah.
I'll be cited with what citing?
Criminal trespass to property. Actually, it's criminal trespass to state-supported property. Because you're refusing.
Look that statute up, and it will be in plain text why I am not in violation of that statute. I've just been through this. I'm doing you a favor, Metter, Officer Metter.
Yeah, you got the name right. Yep.
And
most people mispronounce it. So
well, you gave it to me first, and I appreciate that. Obviously, in the heat of the moment, that I'm not very confrontational at all. I'm not looking for a confrontation, but I'm not looking to have my rights stepped on.
I understand. I respect that. I respect your, I appreciate that and everything. And like I said, I'm just telling you that, that's why I gave you that piece of paper, okay? And here's the thing: I'm not looking at writing you a ticket.
Right.
I'm not wanting to go down that. I'm just wanting you to respect your rights.
So
like
the summons. The summons for the ticket would.
As the interaction continues, the officer begins questioning the man's identity, suggesting that failure to comply with the posted signage could result in trespass enforcement. The citizen immediately challenges that assertion, asking under what statute he would be trespassed. The officer references criminal trespass to state-supported land, though he does not immediately cite the specific statutory language. The man remains composed, repeatedly asking whether he is being detained and whether he is officially suspected of a crime. He emphasizes that he has not been asked to leave until that moment and argues that exercising a constitutional right does not constitute criminal activity. The tension grows as the officer warns that refusal to leave could lead to citation, escalating the encounter into a legal standoff.
That go to the municipal court in Salem?
It would go to the Marion County Courthouse.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna do you one
Like I
last
said,
favor
I'm
here.
not telling you I'm trespassing you, but I would like your name for my case.
Yeah, and I understand how that goes, but no matter what, I'm not gonna give it. I'm gonna do one last favor for everybody here. Call Tim Hudspeth. You're gonna do yourself a very big favor with your career, and I'm not trying to be a dick.
Yeah.
I know it sounds very pretentious me saying that. Call Tim Hudspeth right now, and I promise you, he will tell you I'm fine to do what I'm doing. That's the bottom line. He doesn't know me personally, but I just dealt with him personally. Call Tim Hudspeth. He's going to be the prosecutor. He's going to know what I'm doing. It doesn't matter who does it. If you're off shift, if any one of them guys in there decide to come in here and record, we have the right to do
it.
it.
Here's the thing. I appreciate what you're doing. Okay, I'm not, like I said, I'm a full advocate for people using their rights. Okay?
Sure.
But with it being a Secretary of State, so they have their own policy, and as far as the General Counsel goes, also that's why we give you the number for the General Counsel. Is a lot of people have Social Security cards, birth certificates, other things out here that we don't want people recording. You know what I mean?
Well, they shouldn't be dealing with that in public, though. You know, if they're going to deal,
they have to do that inside.
no, they can take them somewhere private. So 720, let me see if I remember this right. 720 ILCS 521-5. That's criminal trespass to state-supported land, and I'm going to read it.
Rather than becoming confrontational, the citizen attempts to de-escalate by advising the officers to contact the county prosecutor, suggesting that doing so would prevent them from jeopardizing their qualified immunity. He insists he is not seeking conflict, but is unwilling to allow his rights to be infringed. The officers maintain that Secretary of State policy prohibits recording inside the facility, particularly due to sensitive documents, such as Social Security cards and birth certificates handled within the building. The man counters that individuals dealing with private information should conduct such matters in private areas if confidentiality is a concern. This exchange highlights the broader debate between administrative policy designed to protect privacy and constitutional rights protecting public recording in government buildings.
Right from the illa.gov.
They want you trespassed.
You mind if I get your name and badge number? I didn't get.
Detective Swagler.
Detective Swagler.
Yes, sir. 295 Salem Police Department.
295. I appreciate that.
Yep.
I'm gonna read you, and I know this will be my third time saying it, but this will be the last favor that I do everybody here. A5 under criminal trespass to state-supported land, right? A person commits criminal trespass to state-supported land when he or she enters upon a right-of-way, including facilities and improvements thereon. No, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong section here.
Different guy who's refusing to give his name and then you want to trespass.
A person commits criminal trespass to state-supported land when he or she enters upon land supported in whole or in part with state funds or federal funds administered, granted through
I'm going to go in and
state agencies or any building on the land by presenting false documents or falsely representing his or her identity orally. I haven't done that, right? We'll skip to the part where this will apply, what it doesn't apply. Okay? If I refuse to leave,
he's just standing on the front.
well, I'm going to go back inside.
And now he's stating he's going to go back inside.
Absolutely, I have the right to. I came out here on my own free will, not because I was being detained.
The situation intensifies when the citizen begins reading directly from Illinois Statute 720 ILCS 5/21-5 regarding criminal trespass to state-supported land. He carefully explains that the statute applies when someone enters by presenting false documents or falsely representing identity, or when they interfere with another person's lawful use of the property. He firmly states that he has done none of those things. Officers reiterate that he may remain outside, but cannot record inside the building. The man responds that he has the right to enter and remain in publicly accessible areas. The legal argument now centers not just on signage or policy, but on whether recording itself constitutes interference under Illinois law.
Just do me a favor.
You're allowed to stay outside, but you can't record inside.
I'm allowed to be inside also.
Okay, he's arguing that. He is.
15,012.
When I remain upon the land or in the building, here's the important part, and who thereby interferes with another person's lawful use or enjoyment of the building or land. How does me exercising my First Amendment constitutionally protected right interfere with anybody's lawful use or enjoyment of this building? I promise you, I told these guys, call Tim Hudspeth. It's gonna save you guys from having to lose your qualified immunity over this. This is clearly established. The prosecutor of Salem, of Marion County, knows exactly what I'm doing, and he will tell you.
Here's the deal.
You do yourself a favor and speak with him.
I told you my first name. Can I at least get your first name so I'm not saying sir?
Respectfully, I'm not going to. You can just call me sir. I appreciate that.
Okay, sir, you're not allowed on the property. You're not allowed inside. Okay, you're trespassed. Okay, so you're not allowed.
By who?
The Illinois Secretary of State.
So you're
by trespass.
So you're
and
not going to call Tim Hudspeth?
As a state officer, right now, I'm trespassing you from the property. Whether or not you have a right to be somewhere, the people who have this property have a right to trespass you.
Well, it's public property.
Yeah, but we can trespass you from this property, okay, because it's state property.
So you're just going to not even do yourself the favor and call Tim Hudspeth?
As the exchange continues, officers formally declare that he is trespassing the property under authority of the Illinois Secretary of State Police. The citizen questions how public property can be selectively restricted without statutory backing. Officers maintain that state property managers have discretion to remove individuals. The man repeatedly urges them to call the county prosecutor, arguing that failure to verify the law could expose them to civil liability. Despite his repeated requests, the officers rely on internal policy guidance and supervisory approval rather than external legal confirmation. At this stage, both sides clearly reach an impasse, one grounded in constitutional interpretation, the other in agency policy enforcement.
I called my sergeant. That's all I need to call.
But the prosecuting attorney of this county, you're not willing to count?
State policy dictates exactly what I gave you.
Well, respectfully, I'm trying to help you here, right? Because I'm not. You're misinformed. I've already been through this in the area, in Marion County, with Tim Hudspeth. Okay. No, you don't understand, or you don't care.
I appreciate what you have to say.
I don't feel like you do, because you're trying to violate my rights and you're not even willing to go through any single route to rectify your mistake right now. So under the authority of who?
The Illinois Secretary of State Police.
Because it's going to come down on yourself personally and your department.
You have the number for our general counsel.
I don't need counsel to exercise my constitutionally given rights.
Yeah, I understand that. So
you just don't care then?
Okay.
So you just don't care?
Are you refusing to identify yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I need a fingerprint check.
Is your body camera on?
It is on. Everybody's on.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. So, are you refusing to leave the property?
Am I going to be arrested if I don't leave? Under what authority?
The officers escalate further, stating that refusal to identify himself could result in additional charges. The man asks whether he is officially detained and clarifies that he is being accused of criminal trespass. The officer confirms suspicion of a crime, effectively placing him under detention. The citizen points out the contradiction. If he walks away, he will not be arrested, yet remaining in a public space triggers criminal consequences. The conversation shifts toward the mechanics of citation. What name will be placed on a ticket if he refuses identification? The man argues that stacking charges for exercising constitutional rights reflects retaliation rather than lawful enforcement, deepening the constitutional conflict unfolding in real time.
Under the authority of the Illinois Secretary of State Police.
So, because I've never...
The authority given to me by the state of Illinois.
Okay, so what exactly would happen?
Well, normally I would just write you a ticket and send you on your way for criminal trespass, okay?
But because I'm being so defiant, it's going to escalate.
What it is, it's failure to identify. So I have to write a name on that ticket.
So you suspect me of a crime?
I do.
So I've been detained this whole time?
Right now you are, because you're refusing to leave the property.
So if I leave, if I just walk away right now, then what?
Then I'm going to let you walk away, because I don't want to write you a ticket. I don't want to take you to jail.
Okay.
If you stay on this property any longer, then I am going to have to put handcuffs on you and take you to the jail.
Well, I don't want that.
I don't want that either, because...
It seems like you do.
No, I don't.
You're not even willing to go down an avenue that I've given you.
What time I get off work? 4 o'clock. 4:16.
Nobody's forcing you to violate my rights right now, sir.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You don't even do yourself the favor of calling him, though. Like I'm
obviously...
my sergeant.
That's all I need to call. and I provided you documentation from our legal counsel as far as a
Would either one of you be willing to call Tim Hudspeth?
This is Secretary of State property. Secretary of State is.
And I just read you the statute that he was trying to...
With both sides entrenched, the officers warned that continued refusal could lead to fingerprinting and potential jail booking. The citizen challenges the logic, questioning how enforcing identification for a disputed trespass aligns with constitutional protections. He reiterates that recording in a public area does not interfere with anyone's lawful use of the building. Officers insist they are simply enforcing state policy and acting under authority granted by Illinois law. The man remains firm but calm, stressing that he is offering them an opportunity to verify the law before making a potentially career-impacting mistake. The exchange now reflects a broader tension between individual rights and institutional authority.
I just told you.
Cite me with.
And I just told
so
you what I
nobody's willing to even save yourselves the qualified immunity.
From what I'm gathering, we're kind of at an impasse, right?
Well, yeah, because I'm exercising rights and you're violating rights. That's the
I'm
impasse.
sorry you feel that way. So right now, you are on state property, okay? So, and I am asking you to leave. If you fail to leave, then you will be charged for criminal trespass.
What is that? A book and release, or is it down to the jail? You hold me for the weekend,
Well, as
or
of
what?
right now, you're failing to identify.
Okay.
So if you
So we're
fail to-
stacking charges.
Yeah.
For exercising rights.
So if you fail to identify, then you're going to be taken in and fingerprinted so I can get your identity. So then I can write you the ticket and then you can be released.
How does that work? You guys beat me into oblivion until I'm willing to, until you can forcefully, I mean, because so if I'm
Why would you say beat you into oblivion? Why would you use terminology?
well, because I'm not willing to identify, so I'm not going to be willing to fingerprint, right? So just because you put me in handcuffs and put me in a car and take me somewhere, I'm supposed to just be willing to
Well, the problem that we have
waive
here
my
is-
rights now?
So criminal trespass is just a ticket. That's all it is.
Right.
But whenever you start failing to identify and stuff like that, what name are we going to put on the ticket if you're not willing to identify?
Well, it's not a ticket, though. It's not criminal trespass. I just read him the statute. He's not willing to listen.
Finally, after prolonged debate, communication is made with the state attorney's office. The atmosphere shifts dramatically. Officers receive clarification that the building is a public place and that the citizen cannot lawfully be trespassed for recording in publicly accessible areas. The earlier certainty expressed by law enforcement gives way to acknowledgement of legal reality. The declaration effectively resolves the confrontation. What moments earlier appeared destined for arrest now transforms into reluctant compliance. The citizen's insistence on statutory interpretation and prosecutorial confirmation ultimately prevents escalation. The power of verified legal guidance proves decisive in protecting constitutional rights in this instance.
I will read you the statute if you want.
Because you're refusing. Because we gave you the opportunity to leave and now you're not doing it.
I don't need. You should give me the opportunity to exercise my constitutional rights by recording in a public space, respectfully.
I understand what you're saying.
So you just don't care then? If you're not willing to do that, then I guess you deserve the litigation that's going to follow. That's just the bottom line. You're going to be stripped of your qualified immunity.
So like I said before, do you have questions?
State's Attorney, Tim Hudspeth. He advised me that's a public place. You can be in here. We cannot trespass.
Thank you.
So,
Swagler?
With that being
Detective
said-
Swagler?
Detective Swagler.
Appreciate it. It took long enough, but
Salem Police Department. We're
You're
going
out.
to be on our way.
yeah, you're not going to enforce. So,
Let me speak with you for just a minute.
you guys' body cam's not muted, right?
Camera's on.
Not muted? Appreciate that, sir. Thank God. Appreciate it, sir. I'm going to come inside with you since I do have the right
You did say
to.
as long as you stay in the public area, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Don't
That's
go-
all I had been doing.
Okay.
Didn't bother anybody.
With the issue clarified, officers inform the man that he may remain inside the public areas of the building as long as he does not interfere with operations. The tension dissipates, replaced with subdued professionalism. Body cameras remain active, documenting the resolution. The encounter concludes with a powerful reminder: rights are only as strong as citizens' willingness to assert them. The necessity of contacting a state attorney to confirm constitutional protections raises important questions about training, policy, and discretion within law enforcement agencies. As the video ends, Viewers are encouraged to stay informed, understand their rights, and continue holding public institutions accountable, because awareness remains one of the strongest safeguards of liberty.